What is domestic violence? So domestic violence one is when a person in a relationship tries to take control and hurt the other person. It can be physical, hitting someone, pushing them. It could be emotional, like threatening them, just things like that, or controlling who they talk to. It can even might be financial, like not letting someone have access to money. I learned a lot about it on just going through websites. So tell one belief that people have about domestic violence and how did I learn it? So one belief that I have is that domestic violence only happens when someone physically gets hit. I think that if there's no bruises, then it's not really real abuse. A lot of people think this from, well, I see that this is a mindset that a lot of people have from like social media and TV shows. And a lot of the time, movies only show domestic violence as physical abuse. They don't show emotional manipulation, isolation, or threats, even though those are also some serious forms of abuse. How does this belief hurt a person who experienced domestic violence? Give an example. This belief hurts victims because they may not realize that they're being abused. Like, maybe they don't notice it, but they're maybe getting emotionally abused. Obviously, if it's physical, then it'd be pretty easy to notice it. If someone's being controlled, like maybe you're in a relationship and they are just constantly controlling who you're trying to be around, things like that. If they're getting insulted or even threatening someone, could be a sign that maybe domestic violence is about to happen, even if they haven't physically done anything yet. And they might think it's not that bad or it doesn't count, but in reality, it definitely does. So, for example, you can imagine a girl who constantly checks her phone, tells her what's aware, threatens to leave her if she talks to other people. He never hits her, but he controls her life. That's definitely domestic violence, even though it's maybe not physical. If she believes that abuse is only physical, she might say that stay in that relationship longer and feel confused about if she's really being abused or not. She might be a little confused on that. This can also stop people from asking for help because they feel like it won't be serious if it's emotional, if it's not physical, and there's not like maybe there's not bruises on their arms or anything like that. How does this belief affect our community or country? This belief affects our community because it allows emotional and psychological abuse to continue without being recognized. If people take physical violence seriously, then many victims won't report abuse. Like if even if the roles were reversed, even though this usually doesn't happen, if it was a woman emotionally abusing a man, it might not get taken as seriously when it really should, and it might pass by. A lot of people won't really say anything. For examples, in schools or workplaces, they might joke about a partner being crazy or too controlling, and people might laugh about it instead of seeing it as a red flag. And now that's kind of normalizing unhealthy relationships. It's making it harder to stop abuse early. On a larger level, it can affect laws, funding, and support services. If society doesn't fully understand what abuse looks like, then victims probably won't get the necessary resources that they need. So name three things that people or schools can do to help victims stop this belief. First, schools can teach students about healthy relationships. This includes teaching what emotional abuse looks like, not just physical abuse. Education can help young people realize the warning signs early. Second, schools and communities can provide safe spaces where counselors are willing and able to help victims feel comfortable talking about their experiences. When people feel supported, they are more likely to seek help. Third, we could use social media and campaigns to spread awarenesses, sharing real information from trusted websites like the National Domestic Violence Hotline can break myths and show that abuse is about control, not just physical harm. So, in conclusion, domestic violence is a lot more than just physical harm. It can definitely include emotional and psychological damage and financial abuse. It can also go both ways, not just a man to a woman. It can also be woman to a man. A very harmful belief is that it only counts if someone is physically hurt, which is not true at all. And this can stop a lot of people from realizing that they're actually being abused and stop them from getting help because they don't think that anything is actually happening. It's really normalized. By educating people, supporting victims, and spreading awareness, we can change this belief and create safer communities.